Okay, so the phone is precariously propped, kind of crooked. Attempt number 2 for a real wine and dollies, or actually Angry Orchard and dollies. Hope everybody's doing well. If you notice, there's a lot of SDs around me, which is a very awesome thing. Just got done watching Shell's video, which was really cute and nice to see her. She talked a lot about how she purged a whole bunch of her collection, and I was like, oh my god. I, this week, have succeeded, have 1 week clean of not bringing home random dolls just to take up space. Beans, didn't I do good? I didn't bring home a single doll this week. No answer. Anyways, yeah, I didn't bring home anybody because I really decided that it has to be something very special at this point for me to bring things home. And I am really, really thinking about getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff because I might be having a garage sale next week and things are going to be leaving or donated or given away. So, yeah. Anyways, I have all the SDs out because I want to talk about them in particular because something happened with them. No. And it has a lot to do with this boy who, ooh, what are you doing? Got a new shirt, which was very excited. I sewed it on my handy dandy new sewing machine. What's happening? And I did fix his hand finally. He has a little ring that I gotta paint. How's that finger doing? I could not get the glue and cornstarch thing to work. I actually had to insert a little piece of wire in there and drill, but we're all good. Now, he has an L on his hand, which is a little too big, and the L is for his former life as Liam, but around here he has consented for me to call him Enoch, because Enoch is one of my very favorite names, and obviously my favorite character in Miss Peregrine, so Enoch. Enoch also refuses to go in the cabinet. Refuses to hang out in the cabinet. But he actually did a whole lot for my SD collection to the point where I think I have every character for the story, and it kind of bringing him home kind of pulled everybody together and made everybody make sense. So that's kind of what I want to go over. But I'm wondering where to start. Should I start with you? Since you're right here. Okay. So I've decided that my 4 boys who kind of just float around, so Ruin, whose real name I have now learned is actually Francis. You told me that. This is Ruin. I call him Ruin. He has always been, your legs are acting up. Ruin's always been a drummer, and he's always been a drummer in the band that plays at the ranch house, which is kind of this rundown, seedy bar, kind of like a big enough bar that bands play there, and maybe they do like old school battle of the bands there, but they're kind of like the house band there, and it's not your average bar. I mean, it's not your average place. It's definitely like, you know, not all sorts of human creatures hang out there. There's all kinds of shady things going on there. So, but that's where they play. So he's always been the drummer of the house band there. The band's name is Miscreant. So he's always been the drummer, but I've never thought that I needed the rest of the band. But I had a lot of other dolls that just kind of floated around. I wasn't sure. But he told me that he was the bassist in the band. And I was like, what? You're going to be the bassist? And he told me that he's Ruin's best friend, and they've been best friends forever. And it's actually Enoch's couch that Ruin actually sleeps on. And his Ruin's real name is Francis, which I never knew. Nice. Okay. So, best buds for a long time. Now, as soon as I decided that the band, that I was going to actually shell the band, which was not actually going to happen, a couple dolls piped up, just started yelling at me. I know, you don't sit with them. You sit with me. He is just too much. Okay, stay here. So, Ruin's the drummer, and Enoch's the bass player. And we have George. George says, well, hello, you got me as no character. I'm singing this band because I am way cool. And he is way cool. And he is way mysterious. And we do think that, I still think you were George the Dragon Hunter. But now, it's kind of like Lestat, when Lestat was, a rock star. It's kind of what George thinks he is. He thinks he might be a rock star. I think he's a rock star. So he decided that he's going to be the singer of the band. Not fully human, are you? You are not human. You're a magical creature. I want to call him Francis now. So Francis and Enoch are not magical at all that we know of. Now, you could ask Sage, and Sage will tell you a whole story about Ruin, and I'm not going to get into that. She has a whole storyline for him. Can't get into that right here. We're just going to talk about how the characters all fit together. So George decided he's going to be the singer, and we know that George is a bit mysterious and a bit... we think he might actually own the ranch house some way, but right now he's singing in the band, so okay. Go, George. We're going to allow you down here, George, because you're standing waste of time. And then, my boy over here, Aubrey. Aubrey's been floating around, and honestly, for a long time, I was going to make Aubrey dead. He was like a blockhead, and I had a whole section of the story where he was just a blockhead. Oh, your wig's falling off, baby. But he said, oh no, listen, for the longest time, I was your traveling bard, and I'm still the bard. So I write the songs for the band, and I am the guitar player. Hello, it's what I've always been. So I'm like, okay. All random people filled in positions. Nice. So, which brings us to our most problematic girl. Where are you, Hazel? Oh, I'm going to knock everybody down. Okay. This is Hazel. Hazel is what... I freaking love her. She is a... she's a doll Chateau Daphne. I love this doll. Oh my god. And I wouldn't change a thing about her. For a long time, I had no character for her. She just floated around, but she's always been with Aubrey. Like, these guys have always been kind of in the same story, part of the story. She's still an art thief. She's still an escape artist. I think she hangs out at this bar, but for a different reason. The whole time I've had this story, I've had this mysterious character called the Nimitz. And he was my magical items dealer. Like, not a very nice character. I never wanted to shell him. If I did shell him as a doll, he was going to be kind of like he would have to be like a high elf and gorgeous. And I was like, I can't go there. I just can't go there. What I figured out is that Hazel is actually the Nimitz's granddaughter. And so she actually, that's her family business. That, when I say that her family is in the art, the business of art theft, she steals magical items. She retrieves them for her family. From humans or other magical creatures, doesn't matter. That's what she does. She also hangs out at this bar. She's looking for something. That's part of Sage's story with Ruin. I'm not going to get into that. She's actually looking for something. She tries to stay on the down low. So I've taken them from being their street performers, and they just, with George and an imaginary friend, got rid of all that to tie everybody in the same story. So that is what goes on at the Roadhouse. Look, everybody's just going to lie down there. Okay. Which brings us to Elliot. No, I shouldn't do Elliot first. Oh, let's talk about Elliot. Elliot's still the same character. She's still, the beach girl, single dad who's a fisherman, very shy, kind of wallflower, kind of able to blend in and disappear into backgrounds. She works at the local kind of general store making sandwiches, and that's how she meets Griffin, who is way over here. Griffin, whose character hasn't changed. He's the tinker. He works for the Morpheus Society, who actually repairs broken dreams. That's what he does. He repairs broken dreams, and kind of hooks up with Miss Elliot here, and they're kind of a thing. He kind of realizes that she can actually turn herself invisible. She's on that gorgeous body. And he kind of recruits her to come work for the Morpheus Society. And she's like in training with them. Like, they're not really sure what she's going to do. She's kind of in training. But what I've decided is that she actually works with this guy. Y'all know this guy. Oh my god, he's so problematic. He's still tied-eyed to a stand because he's so problematic. Okay. Waters, I have to do something with you. Waters also has been quite problematic, but but he stays true to himself. He's still the black sheep of his magical family. Look, his head is going all wonky. Oh, buddy, I am gonna fix you one of these days. He's still the black sheep of his family, of his magical family, but I never had a real role for him until I decided that, you know what, everybody else is piping up, saying what they want, and I'm giving in, so I might as well give in to Waters. The dreams are stolen by this evil entity called the Dark. And I have a whole video on that. I would say I would link it. It has to do with the whole thing with the palm reading. Do you remember that? It's a long story. These creatures are called the Dark, and they steal people's dreams. And they hide them in inanimate objects, which then, what's her name? Kennedy, we'll get to her, deals with. Anyways, Waters always wanted to hunt these people down. He wanted to be the bad guy, and I would never let him be the bad guy. I'm like, no, you're not. And he's like, yeah, I am. I am the bad guy. If everybody else is getting what they want, if Aubrey's getting what he wants, and he wants to be the bard in the band, writing, magical songs about what he sees going on in this bar, I'm going to hunt the Dark. Okay, so you're going to hunt the Dark. Which means that he wants a motorcycle, because he always said, I'm going to ride my motorcycle, and, your horn's all messed up. And I'm going to hunt the Dark. So I'm like, okay, if that's what you really want, babe. Oh, I fucking love that face. This face, and this face, makes me want to repaint everybody. I can't do it. It's too hot. Anyways, so, yeah. He rides around on his motorcycle, hunting these dark entities. Oh my god. And Elliot, which Griffin hates, works with him and is in kind of like his little protege, because she can turn invisible and hide. So she's working with him, which makes everybody pissed off. Except for her, she really enjoys it. Griffin has stayed the same character. He's the tinker. He fixes the broken dreams. I imagine at some point he would have a staff. He won't be shelling them. I think they're like a staff of like little creatures. And then we have Kennedy. Oh, girl, come here. Go heavy. We're gonna ignore Waters because he's gonna go all floppy on the stand. And then we have Kennedy. Kennedy, who is and always has been my librarian of the items. So at one point I had Waters going around finding the items, but that was kind of boring. So I think these items just show up there and Kennedy deals with them. So I imagine like big hoarded attic, library, cram space of stuff that she categorizes. Now, I don't know if I've ever gotten too far into her backstory, because she has a pretty intense backstory, pretty elaborate. She can actually read items, like read the history and read, any energy that's attached to the items, and that's pretty much what she does. So if they're like, she's in charge, if it's a big dream, she's gonna, up it to the list. Like, she's the one that's in charge of like figuring out what dreams take priority. You got an important job, girl. Pick well. Choose wisely. It has to do with the fact that her mother is a glass. It's a big story. Her mother's a glass blower, and she does. She blows ashes, deceased ashes into glass, and that is how Kennedy actually learned that she could actually read items. She can turn it off though. She's very good at it. So it's not like she'll pick a pencil and tell you stuff. It has to be. Yeah. She has this on-again, off-again relationship with this guy over here, Mr. Waters. Basically, he pisses her off all the time. And that's it. But I must say, what is all this? I take them out of the cabinet and all sorts of random stuff comes out with them. Somebody's necklace. I don't even know what's happening. Oh my god. Don't fall. Come back. Come back, babe. Bringing this guy home has made me realize that I really don't need Well, first off, I don't need any more SDs because this kind of really kind of completes everything, and I don't really have anybody else's shelf for this, which is good. So then I can actually maybe focus and work on these guys and get them not looking so crappy. I don't know. I always feel bad. No matter what I do, I have them on stands, granted they're homemade stands, and they still get all wonky. And I don't know if I should put the shelf back in the cabinet and have them sit down again. But they don't all fit. I don't know. I wish I just had a nicer place to display them. It makes me feel bad. Then I think about the circus guys, and they're all up there kind of, you know, all disheveled. I don't know. They might actually end up like in the living room in the other cabinet. Just because I can't deal with them. It's a lot having two separate, like, kind of storylines, like, stuff. It's a lot. Right, and then what happens is I don't want to deal with them, so then I bring home other dolls. You know, that I don't need, don't want. I should just be playing with these guys. Anyways. So yeah, that's where we're at. So I feel like I don't need any more SDs, which I think is a good thing. What do you think, Brian? You think I have enough SDs?
No.
2, 4,
Not even
6, 8, 9 SDs. I don't have enough?
Hell no.
Oh, you're sweet. It would have to be a really special doll. Like, I would really have to, like, totally feel, like, as attached as I am to this doll. I'm surprised I have him out of Sage's arms. I don't know. But the fact that he actually pulled everything together for me is very, very, very dear. And the fact that Hazel has really figured out makes me super happy. Because I love this girl. I don't want to know. So we do think that Ruin has some sort of magical abilities, and that actually that is what Hazel is looking for, but I'm not going to get into that until I actually write it down. So yeah, how are you guys been? You know what else? I am not doing any projects for the next couple weeks. No big projects. I mean, maybe sew a shirt. You want t-shirts. You like vintage t-shirts. He talks a lot, this guy. Babe. Oh. But I am doing the Pale Rooks doll making course. So that's kind of where my crafting is focusing on. And it's more about gathering and gathering images and gathering stuff for right now. So I'm trying not to get distracted by other things. Even though the dollhouse is calling me. It's over there and it's like calling me to work on it. And I have a lot of stuff for it. And I have started wallpapering, and I should... Like, if I'm going to do any other projects, it's going to be that, or try and get these guys to, like, maybe stand up. It's nice to have them all out of the cabinet, though. They need a new home. Where am I going to put you guys? I don't know. So anyways, thanks for hanging out. We're at 18 minutes, and my phone is probably going to die, because we're kind of right there at that time period. Thanks for watching, and thanks for hanging out. And being patient with me not making a video, and feels like 2 weeks. I feel like I haven't made a video in 2 weeks. I also need a haircut, dude. Look how long my hair is. Oh my god. And it's also really gray. Really gray. So yeah, because I'm kind of at a point with making art dolls where I'm frustrated, so I'm hoping this class will help. I mean, a little frustrated, not totally frustrated. Just a little bit frustrated. I'm a lot frustrated, actually. I think I'm just distracted. I'm distracted by the sheer amount of dolls in my house, and I need to. And I have started purging them, but I need to get rid of more, or at least pack more away so I don't have to look at them. I think that's part of it. I know that's part of it. Not these guys, but other things. Random Barbies that are just, you know, shelf places. I'm like, what are you doing there? I know it's driving my family crazy, right? Nobody answers. I can't believe I haven't gotten interrupted by Sage. She's not down here grabbing you. Or Ruin, because he's popular too. He is going to get a new face up at some point. And maybe George. I don't know, I love George's face. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go now before the phone clicks off. So, thanks for watching and hanging out. And hopefully I'll come back at you soon with something else. I don't know. Maybe like you want to adopt a doll video, because there's a lot of that. that stuff that I gotta get rid of. I don't know. If anybody is interested in the Cyclops baby, let me know. I just made it and stuck it up there, and I'm meh. Like, why is it here? So if anybody's interested in that, let me know. We can come up with a price for that. Like, cheap. Like, $15 plus shipping for the Cyclops art doll. The baby one. Yeah. I can leave. Let me know. Okay? Mwah. Love ya. Bye.